Hello ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? My name is Bilify and today we are here to counter a glove. Which glove might that be? Why, of course it's the Sbeve Glove! And shout out to the amazing goobers that you do see on your screen right now for helping us figure out what counters this brand new Sbeve Glove. We've got Carl, Ivan, Gravity, AdversePro, Cyborg, Show, and Bio in the back. I appreciate all of you. Let's get into this. So if there's Sbebes around, you really don't have to worry because they're slow, but if there's like a group of them and they're resetting to give others like speed boosts, having a speed boost yourself is going to be very useful. If they're the sped up version, then you're really going to want to have a speed boost so you can get away from them when they have their speed boost. Default does work for like a low tier option here. This is a good evading glove, so I think I'm going to put it at about like a 75% counter. Not a top counter though. The rocks are all 50-50s just because this will keep you safe, but it doesn't kill the rocks. So you're just going into a turtle shell mode, waiting for them to go away. I wouldn't use diamond as there's a slowdown penalty. I would use either custom or mega rock, but if you go into this form right here, they cannot turn you into a rock, but you can't turn them into a rock. So it's basically a waiting game, or if you time it out well, it's something where you can jump scare them with a runaway. So let's say like you get out of the rock but are running like that. That's one way that you could use these rocks. So yeah, the rocks work for protection, but nothing for offense, so I'm only gonna say 50-50. What happens if you're sleeping? Oh, they're perfectly fine. They get pushed, but they don't turn into Sbeve. I wasn't expecting that, so if you got Sbeves around you, you could always just pass out, but once you wake up, you're kind of done. Not the move that I would use. It's just something that is funny to kind of see. What happens if you flash in the direction they're chasing you at? Flash should be a good avoiding glove, but what happens if you flash through them? Okay, it doesn't give you the Sbeve effect. This, just like the other counters, are like escaping gloves, so I'm not even going to put them above 75%. You can kind of panic for it and put a wall up to block them from chasing you. This works great if they have the speed, but if they are just chasing you, you could place a wall down and make them go walk around the wall, and you get your walls back pretty fast where you don't have to really worry about it that much. You can always just play Ring Around the Rosie with the rock if they're chasing you down. Get trapped. You could really prank them if you have Fort. Uh-oh, he can escape. JK, we're good. Maybe not. Because you can meme them if they're really chasing you, Fort will be a 75% counter, maybe a little bit above, but it might be my favorite counter on the list so far. But Pusher is going to absolutely be a top counter here because this allows you to actually kill a Sbeve. Cast the wall on them, and any Sbeve stuck in its path is going to get pushed over the edge. They have a slow speed, so they can't outrun the wall, so as long as you angle it properly, the ones in the middle are not going to make it around to the edge, because they do have that lower speed. So yep, gold tier counter for sure. Any of the speed gloves are going to be your best friends. The only thing as a speedrun you would have to watch is people who transform when you go in for the hit. You can avoid even the speedy Sbeves. Those you don't have to worry about. You can even jump over them, but I kind of don't recommend it, because sometimes desyncs don't work out the way you would want it to. Probably one of the best dodging gloves that you can use. If you're golden, can you be safe? If you go golden form, you cannot be turned into a rock. But at the same time, look how long the power-up ability takes to recharge, so it's not the best option you could use. So Cheeky actually becomes like a Spectator in a way. So if you go into the Cheeky form and then touch one of the rocks, you become gray! You don't have a glove anymore, so you can't slap, and you can't get out of the Cheeky form, but you can't be slapped now. So this is like a Spectator in a way. Can you push a Sbeve into the ground with defense? One of them chasing you? Jump over them and push down. Send them into the earth. But they can't break into your barrier, so you can always use this to keep yourself safe. Honestly, defense works out so well that I'm gonna say that this is a top counter, which is extremely rare. Reverse keeps you from transforming, but it doesn't do anything to Sbebe. So if you see the Sbebes on the ground, you can use this ability to just walk over them, and you don't have to worry about transforming. So if you're in a bad situation, that's when I'd use it to escape. It's not a top counter, but it does work. Balloony is fantastic. Always rock the 2 balloon method, but if they get close to you, just jump over them. They can't get you while you're up in the air. You can even have one balloon and be fine, but as soon as they get close to you, just go up in the air with balloons and you're a-okay. Doesn't do anything for offense though, so it's not a top counter. Phantom has a small speed boost just like default, so you could use that, but I feel like there's definitely better options. Excavator is another one of those dodging gloves. If you see them going after you, just go underneath the ground. You can't be turned into a rock this way. Oh, what? That was odd. I've never grabbed a cloud like that underground. So yep, works for evasion, but there's just so much better than this. Grapple's another one of those gloves that's great for escaping, but it doesn't have any offensive capability, so not a top counter. You could use the Parry dash to avoid them if they are near you. I like Parry at the 75. It just doesn't have anything for defense besides the dash, so I'm only gonna put it at 75 and not a top counter. You could use Ferryman's dash to get away. It's just like Parry, but I don't know. I feel like there's definitely better. What happens if you're on the ore trying to dash away? They cannot get you if you are on top of the ore, so you can use it this way. Just make sure you get up there quick. Oh, actually, wait a minute. So Oh, you're not safe on top of the ore. For some reason, your character dips down enough. So just the Ferryman dash is what you can use, just like Parry. Blink works really well here. So if they were going to go try to touch the character, it's not going to transform them. But if you walk into one of them, you're perfectly fine. If they get close to you, you could just go into blink form, and because they can't slap, oh my god, they can carry the body off. Because they can't slap, they can't take away your blink. So there's no offense with this glove really, but you can use this in a panic situation. So blink is like 75%. I'm not going to say top counter though. Slapstick speed skedaddle can get you out of a bad situation, but I feel like there's much better than this. Does God's hand slow them down and stop them? I believe it should. Alright, if you're in danger and need to stop time, you absolutely can. Just make sure they're not beneath you when you do stop time. They are not allowed to move anymore. Just don't walk into them, because if you do, you will still transform. Acrobat is just like default with the little initial boost to get out of the way. Not a top counter, just something that helps you avoid. Phase will keep you safe from the touch. This is just another one of those running gloves. If they corner you and you're about to get hit, just use this ability. It will not transform you if you do end up colliding, but the ability is short, so just make sure you use it wisely and get out of the area. So yep, phase is just like all the other saving gloves. You can stay perfectly safe with Slapple, so they may try to get you, but as long as you're in the tree, no Sbeve is going to be able to get up to you. But you can't do anything to the Sbeve, so again, this is just one of those avoiding gloves. You can put one of the rocks on Rattlebones. Yes. Yeah, it does work. It looks like Larry has a box head. That is so weird to see. It doesn't do anything to other Sbeves if they do connect, but this is a little funny combo that you can use with your friends, but it's nowhere near a counter. Fish is a good escape glove if they're trying to track you down. Fish's flop ability regenerates so fast that you could just flop to the other side of the map and it would take them ages to catch back up to you, but this is just like all of the other running gloves. What happens with Psycho? You can fly over them if they do get near you. You could just go and hover right over them and you will not transform. And if you slap them beforehand and they transform, you can pick up the rocks. Oh, not for long though. So Psycho's a good running glove, but other than that, it's just not worth it enough. What happens with Rob? You cannot consume them, so it is just a running away glove. Okay, I see. So if you get cornered or trapped, you could obviously just use this ability, and then they will not be able to turn you into their friend. No. So Rob is gonna be like all the other running gloves. Rhythm works just like Speedrun. The yellow tiles on this, the shockwave ones, don't affect the Sbeves though, so I would definitely use Speedrun over Rhythm. Retro's bomb ability is good for running, but other than that, that's the only good thing for Retro against a Sbeve. What happens if you go Alchemist with its invincible potion? Grab yourself a mushroom right there, and then a piece of elderwood, which is this brown log right here. Alright, so one elderwood in there, 2 mushrooms in there, click the ladle, and then you got yourself an invincible potion. Now let's see what happens. You cannot be turned into Sbeve, but Alchemist is not a top counter in this situation because we don't do anything to each other. No matter what potion I create, I can't do anything to them. Not a top counter, just something that you can use to evade them. Iceskate's one of those gloves that you can use to escape. It's just like all the other running gloves that you've seen previously. It just has a good boost for speed, so I would pair this right up next to Speedrun, but not a top counter. Can you get a rock on a Firework? You can, oh my gosh. If you sneak up to a rock, you can kind of sort of kill them this way. So Firework, you can like very, and I mean very low-key call this a counter. Because if they're trying to straight chase you down and you use the Firework, you can get them on the Firework and they can't jump off. So you could just bring it below the map and explode it and have them fall into the void. So you can goober them with Firework. It's just going to be very difficult. You can be fully safe with Glovel, but this is not a counter. This is just something that you can be safe with. So yeah, if you like running, that's a good option for you. Lamp's a really good deterrent in this scenario because if they try to chase you down, you could just blind them and they can't catch up to you, so you can just keep circling them with the lamp and they're just going to be blind. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the counters on this brand new glove. It is I'm sorry, I was trying to go with it, but it's so weird seeing a stack like this. Shout out to all these goobers that you do see on your screen right now. Show, Carl, AdversePro, Mew, Gravity, and Bio. They're all amazing. I appreciate all of them. But which counter was your favorite? I think for me, I like the defense counter just because it's a rarity that it's a top counter, you know what I mean? And also let me know what counter you thought was the most effective. For me personally, I think I gotta go with Pusher. It's just too good. But let me know what yours is in the comment section below. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we all hope that you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this. And we will see you in the next one. You can't see it, but we're waving later!